What's up, y'all? Welcome back. So, one of the genres of music that I grew up listening to and have such a deep love for to this day is acid techno. For about as long as I can remember, I've been captivated by the relentless drums, the dark, spacey atmosphere, and above everything else, those bass lines. Those just squelchy, liquidy, rapid fire, one bar max bass lines that just evolve and grow and change over time. I could just get lost in them. I love them so much. And throughout most of my life, I've been kind of looking for what exactly made that sound. Come to find out, it's this thing, the Roland TB-303. That's the magic box, essentially. It was invented in 1981 by Tadao Kikumoto, the same guy who designed the 808 and 909 drum machines, so very cool stuff. It was originally meant to emulate a bass guitar, and let me tell you something right now, it did not. It did not. Ultimately, it ended up being a commercial failure and was discontinued in 1984. However, right around the 90s, house producers from Chicago eventually got their hands on them and started to really mess with them and see what they could do, and that is where we got the subgenre acid house. The way they used the 303 was so incredibly iconic, honestly. They created such a unique and instantly recognizable sound that I think absolutely defined an entire generation of music. Throughout the 90s, even into the 2000s, and honestly, the influence of the 303 can still be felt today. And I got one. Now, this isn't an original Roland, because the original Roland would have set me back around $400 to $500. But this thing it's a really good clone. It's from Behringer. It's called the TD3, and it sounds very similar to the original Roland. I personally love this thing. I've been messing around with it throughout the last week or two, and I've gotten some really cool stuff out of it. And I'm real quick, I'm just going to show you what exactly we're working with here. So this is just a basic overview of the TD3. You got your pitches down here that you punch in along with the timing, and we'll get to that later. You got your filter controls up here. This is what's going to control the overall quality or the flavor of the sound. This is what people would really mess with in order to create that kind of evolving, changing sound. And this thing actually comes with a built-in distortion control, which I personally absolutely love. So that's just a very basic overview of what the TD3 has to offer. So with that basic overview out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and bring y'all into the computer, and we'll see what this thing can really do. So we're in the computer, and I'm going to go ahead and program a quick sequence just so that y'all can see how unintuitive it is to actually program this thing. The main reason being you have to input the pitches and the timing separately. So you put in the pitches, and then you go back through and tell the machine how long you want the notes to be. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the pitches real quick. And then I have to put in the timing. And then we're left with this pattern. That's pretty good. I'm going to just do that an octave down, actually, and slightly differently. So I'm going to go ahead and put that pattern over top a basic kind of techno-style kick, and then we'll start to get a sense of what this thing can really do. So that's just a very basic overview of what the 303 can do. But what I really want to do is combine it with guitar. So what I'm going to do with this thing is I'm going to flip on the distortion down here, and then I'm going to figure out this pattern on the guitar, and then we're going to mix those two over kind of an industrial style beat and see where this goes. So I've got kind of a basic industrial style beat here, just kind of... It's a break beat because I just Love those. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and flip on the distortion on this thing, figure out that sequence on the guitar, and we're going to combine the two together and see what happens. That's really cool. That's really freaking cool. Okay. I love that. I love that. But anyways, with the drums. That's hard. That's hard. Okay. I think what I want to do is actually properly program some more patterns, kind of like a full riff almost, and then we can get kind of almost a song structure out of this. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and program a few more patterns into the 303, and then we're going to go ahead and put the guitar over it, and we might have ourselves a decently structured track. So with how unintuitive it is to program the TD3, I figured I would expand the sequence first on guitar and then program it into the machine, and then we can combine the two, kind of get a little bit of a song structure going. So this is what I've got so far. Little something like that. It's just kind of variations on that one motif. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get it down real quick. And then I'm going to go ahead and program it into the TD3, and we'll combine the two together. That's pretty good. So what I'm going to do is kind of clean it up a little bit, and then we're going to program it into the machine. So stay tuned for that. So we've got ourselves a pretty decent loop right here. This is what we've got so far. And that's a decent loop, right? It's pretty good. It's a good starting point, at least. So what I'm going to do, I think, to cap this off is make a little bit of an intro kind of section, just create some kind of general movement and everything with this whole thing. And then, yeah, I'll check back in with y'all when we got that down. So I've got everything recorded that I want to, and we've kind of got a general vibe down. It's very rough right now, but it's at least a starting point. So this is the track that we're working with. These are our main kind of sections down here. Kick. I threw down a breakbeat sample here to kind of play underneath the rest of the percussion. We got our industrial kit here. That's our kind of main kit, as it were. I don't know. And then we got the 303 and the guitar down here, of course. And then up here, I've got a few different build-up sections that kind of lead from one section to the other. So I've got this ride down here. Sounds like this. Sounds very cool. Sounds very cool. And then up here, I've got this kind of stringy drone sort of thing. You hear that a lot in 90s acid house. It's something that kind of occupies the high space and adds a little bit of atmosphere. It kind of sounds generally like this. It's very subtle. It's very subtle. It's just in the background, just to add an extra bit of extra vibe, basically. I've got this reverse crash and this reverse kind of guitar chunk here. They sound kind of like this together, and that's what leads from the intro into the main riff kind of section. So yeah, that's what we're working with right now. And without further ado, here's how it sounds. All right, y'all, that is it for this one. I appreciate you sticking with me throughout this whole experiment. As I said, it was more just like a rough, general vibe. I definitely plan on improving on this sound going forward. I think next time I'm probably going to do it a little bit slower, see if I can get it a little bit cleaner. We'll tweak it. We'll see what we can do. But if y'all want to see more of this or hear more of this kind of sound, please feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to know what y'all want to see from me. If you enjoyed what you saw today, leave a like, and if you want to see more of it, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell. But with that being said, thank you for sticking with me throughout this video. Y'all take care of yourselves. I'll see you around.